Welcome to Leading Life, the show all about living to the fullest and leading life on your terms.
You will learn tips, tools, and strategies for achieving total personal transformation.
I'm Bren.
And I'm Cam.
This is Leading Life. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Leading Life podcast. Really excited to have you guys back. We're doing this podcast every week, every Monday, live at 5. And actually, today we got a special guest. But before we introduce our special guest, Cam, how you feeling?
I'm feeling juiced. I just had a coffee, drank a ton of water. I ran on my treadmill for about 130 seconds, and I'm ready to go. How about you, man?
Ready to go, eh? Me too. I'm feeling good. I've been doing my piss-ups. So every time I use 22 push-ups for the veterans. And actually, who I got this idea off of, the 22 push-ups, was originally our guest tonight, who is the Facebook Live king. Okay, we've got Shane Train. Shane Train, how you feeling, man?
What? You know what? I can't imagine being anything but phenomenal.
Oh, great to have you, man. I mean, I think this is kind of long overdue. We should have had you on the show a long time ago, actually. So when we thought of getting Shane Train on the show, the first thing I thought of a topic was never quitting. Because that's what Shane Train's all about, right? You are so consistent with what you do, and you just never quit. So tell us a little bit about the Shane Train. How'd you start doing what you do, and how'd you get on our show?
Well, I love you. I love you guys. You know, I spend so much time admiring other people. I don't even know what I'm doing, right? Because it's my daily habits and it's my mindset. That's the truth. I spend time in the dream. And when I get distracted and derailed, I get back in the dream. And I realize that I got to live with very few people. I mean, this has enlightened me to a whole nother level because this is what I was born to do. You know, I was like everyone else that's at the 1%, and the 1% is a mindset. It's not, so I got here by grinding, by going out and then getting out into the uncomfortable world of saying, I'm messed up, but I'm going to tell it so that you don't tell it. I'm going to tell it my way. So anyone that hears it other than me is a joker. And that's been my motto, is don't give up, don't give in, and don't ever hold back.
And you don't. I know you don't. Because you do a show every night. This is 7 days a week at 11 p.m. called The 1% Show with the Shane Train. Tell us a little about this, man.
Well, the reason we all have mentors, and I get new mentors. And when I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, he said, I wish I would have done a video blog when I started the journey. So obviously I got here and I want to tell people, you know, everyone has their own, you have to do your journey and not look at other people unless you're going to get nuggets from them. So I was like, I got all these years, I've been a top salesperson since I was 16 years old, started telemarketing. So I brought it all to the table and did a journey of what it's like to get all the way to go from to get out of the 70%, to get to the 15, to get to the 10, and then get into the 1%. You know, that's epicness. That's living on the clouds. And and it's so crazy because the tie between the mud and the sky is so crazy that when you get in between there, that's where all the energy and the storms happen. Because everyone at the bottom is comfortable with you staying there, and everyone at the top would love to have you there, right? And but if you ask them for money, you're not going to never get there because it's about purpose and it's about passion. And I'm like, you know, I heard stuff for a long time, and my first thing was Zig Ziglar. I mean, I don't have any education. The sheriff locked up my house at 15, and people want to know why I work so hard and I'm 7 days a week. Because if you don't know what it's like to have nothing and want to change that life, you know, I became the dad I wanted. You know, when people say dad, I have no reference except for me, right? So I became what I wanted, and I let people know that you're an excuse. First of all, we all have to love each other, because being the best is not about conquering other people. It's about conquering yourself. And then when you conquer yourself and you can share that love and peace in the universe, then all the instruments come in the orchestra, and all the instruments need to be different, but where they're programmed to be the same. And that's where I come in. I am on a mission across the globe with the 1% tribe and the Shane Train to just go out there, man. And God has taken over. And you can call it energy, karma, law of attraction. It's all of that. It's the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, right? Because anyone can manipulate you and make it like you're not doing. But if you're true to your heart and your guts, like I tell people, and I'm going to let you go and ask me questions because I'll go forever. But when you take your vision from your mind and you only let your 5 mentors, your original 5 in there, and then you lock it up, this is how it works. You get the vision from the main. When you have to reprogram your operating system, that's the first thing. Then you reprogram, then you get the vision, and then after you get the vision, what you do is you have to cut off communication, and you have to be all heart. Your guts are to keep you from going up to the brain and getting comfortable and giving up on yourself.
Yeah, I just love how you put things. You put them in such a way that it just hits you, man. Like no holding back, ever. And how did you get like this? How do you have all this energy and passion for what you do every day?
Because I stayed patient and true to myself, and I've listened. Like people say they have faith, but they really don't, because faith is not questioning it. When my mentors took the time to tell me stuff, it was never, can I have money? Can you give me money for an idea? It was like, how do you think like that? What made you think like that? How did you overcome that? What was your reason for not stopping? And I found out, man, it was this crazy pure passion that was ripping through their veins. And it wasn't the passion of being number one. It wasn't the passion of being the best salesperson. It was the passion of what was in their heart. And I watched these mentors I have, and they did things and they told me things that were so crazy that I come from so many crazy addictions that I thought, if I can put that stuff, in my body, I can certainly try these things, right? So I said, why not? I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I wanted to prove to myself that it could be done. And then after that, I wanted to show the world that they can get there too, And I've documented my journey, which is a trip. People don't realize all my confusion. I do 10 things at once. That's how I deal with my dyslexia, my ADHD, my anxiety, is by staying busy. Right? Because when I had time to think, I would go do alcohol, drugs, and these things that were not good for me. Right? And the things, and God gave me this vision to look at things in this way that never been looked at, or that I don't hear people looking at it that way. I mean, the school, they say dropping out of school and failing. Actually, people, let's stop tripping. It's the school failed us and let us down. Listen, if our community has a vision of school getting people into the society that are productive, then failing them and putting them behind grades psychologically is not. So if you went to school for all that and you don't know it and I do, then guess what? I need to come in here and put a tribe together that's going to change it. And guess who changes it?
Okay, we got you back on the show. So is there anything that, is there a certain message that, just your one shot on the Leading Life podcast? What do people really need to know, and what do they really need to hear?
Well, I would say the one thing that they need to hear is that you need to be true to yourself. When you get that feeling in your heart and gut, don't play with that, right? If you keep putting covers over it and you keep covering up like it's not real, Kylie's not happy with me. All right, so I got to get off Facebook. I'm going to take you guys with me. Facebook, I got to go. My daughter's not. I'm taking you with me. And I'm going to shut my car because my daughter, it's her last game, so hold on. I'm going to take you with me. I would tell people this, is that you have to understand that you don't have as much time as you think you have, okay? And that everything you've wanted to do, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. And all the tools and all the gifts are going to come to you, but you just have to make yourself available. You have to get out there.
And how do you think, what would you say to somebody who's got just crippling fear? There's something that shuts down their system every time they go for that shot.
Oh, I got a great answer for that. That relaxing thinking never, what got you to be scared is not going to get you out of it. That fear itself is fake, and doubt is fake. That it's all fake, fear and doubt. So that you have to attack fear. If you attack fear, fear will run from you.
Attack fear. Attack it. Cam, you got any questions for Shane, man?
I definitely agree with what you were saying. Don't play around with that feeling you get in your heart. when you know, like, oh, this is what I really want to do with my life, because everybody's got their, you know, one or two things, you know, that just makes them go crazy inside. Like, they got that burning desire, like, this is what I love to do, this is why I'm here. But a lot of people, they play around with it. They cover it up because they've been told they can't do it, or they've been you know, they're conditioned to be fearful about it and stuff like that.
Yeah. So who's winning the game right now, Shane?
My daughter's team is winning the game. Here's what I tell, though. I want to tell you, that's a good point I tell my kids, is I don't care about the score. And I don't care about winning or losing. What I care about is effort. And I told my kids, they all know it. I don't care about grades. You know why people are so messed up? Because they were taught that grades were important. You know, the only grade that's important is F. If I got people that pass Fs, yo, bro, girl, listen, you're a winner. You're the winner. Because you got, like, listen, everything you learned is the opposite of real. And that's what I've learned. I've exposed it, right? So if anyone asks me anything, I would say, listen, if you can quit and you can get depressed about something, you're not doing the right thing. Guess what? Find out something you can wake up and that you have to make yourself go to sleep. And I know it doesn't seem real, but it's there. You just have to listen. See, we crowd ourselves with going out and getting drunk and going out and getting wings and going to barbecues and watching these fake reality shows. And what we need to do is get in and be comfortable being alone. See, until you get comfortable with yourself, nothing will ever come of substance. That is the fact as it stands today. It is nothing will ever change until you change. Listen, you wake up with this and you go to bed with this. This is where you live your life. And until you're comfortable there, and listen, it's a daily battle. Listen, I get depressed, I get anxiety, I get self-doubt, but I get up and I whoop its ass. I kick it in the butt every day, you know? So that's how I bring the game, man. I'm a mind bender and a time bender. I'm doing things that have never been done in ever, that I've never seen.
Yeah, no, that totally reminds me of a quote that I heard. It was something along the lines of,
here we go again.
You think your biggest problem is you think you shouldn't have any problems. And that's exactly so true, because you have to have those adversities. I still get depressed. I still get angry. I still get frustrated. It all happens. Like today, I didn't wake up perfectly today, but I still powered through it, and I'm still going for it anyways. Right?
Yeah.
You just have to have that attitude of, man, day by day, one at a time, you know?
Yes, you have 86,400 seconds. And you know what? There's people that you can look on the internet, you can look anywhere and say, look for someone that just got paralyzed. Look for someone that just died. Like my little sister Cheyenne, she's like my little sister, and she got in a bad car accident. She lost her leg, and I said, listen, I got to tell you this, right? I hit people between the eyes. I said, my ex-wife that died of cancer would definitely, I guarantee if you asked her if she would come live with one leg in a wheelchair just to be alive over being dead, she would take that, right? And you have to be able to have the look in your mind to be grateful. No one can make you grateful, only you can.
Yeah, for sure. It's all that mental game, man, because at the end of the day, you're the one who chooses your focus. And that's the problem. So many people want to focus on what they don't want and what what they fear and what they hate and what they this. And it always kind of makes me cringe, because I used to be like that too, where I was like, oh, I hate this so much. I hate this with a passion.
Yes.
Like, literally, I put my passion towards hate.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I switched that hate passion to love passion I finally started going all in on my dreams and all in on the things I really want.
Yeah, dude, that and I think contrast is a thing that it's huge, because I remember we were at the TED Talk and Emily went up, right? And she's talking about all these problems that are happening, and obviously she's there to help. She's a humanitarian. So she's talking about, the kids in Haiti and all their problems and, all the troubles they have to deal with on day to day, and how they don't have parents and they're starving and blah, 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 right?
Real stuff, yeah.
And, real, deep stuff. And then I leave the building, and I get a message from, some dude. He's like, hey, man, I'm just having the worst day. My phone died, and I can't watch Netflix. And I'm just just seeing the contrast there, it's like,
Yeah.
You know what? It just changes the way you look at things, and I think kind of like what Gary Vaynerchuk does. He thinks about his entire family dying every day, so that's why he's grateful, and that's why I think of the entire planet going to shit, like the environment, because like there's a bunch of environmental problems. I think about all these problems in the world, and it for some reason makes me happy to be alive.
Yes, and that's exactly right. You know, I tell people, look, I'm a dead man walking. Like, dude, I'm dying. My balloon of life is deflating. It's period, right? So you say you're waiting for something, you are not. You're not, because you only get what you have to have, not what you want. You only get what you have to have, not what you want. We don't get what we want in life. We get what we deserve. And how we deserve stuff is how we work for it, right? It's all mind, and then speak, and then action. And that is your life. And see, we're all self-created. And listen, I was an addict. I didn't have a parent. The sheriff locked my house at 15. But see, there's nobody out there that had the perfect life with the perfect money, with the perfect mommy and daddy and brothers. All of our families are messed up. So you have to create your own family, right? Stop tripping on excuses to be nothing when the world needs you to be who you're meant to be. Like, there's an orchestra called the world, and you need to play your instrument in it, and the world needs it. And if you don't tell your story, you can't help other people. And not only is it depression and anxiety is self-made. And listen, it can get to where you're at the point of no return. So you should stop playing around. You should get serious and write down some goals and take action as soon as you hear this. Life is not a game. Life is what you make it, right? And life is this masterpiece that you're peeing all over and complaining about. And yet you have this precious gift of breath, and you don't even know it. You don't even see it. You know, and you need to wake up, because you're gonna go to your deathbed, and you're gonna look at all your dreams and goals around you, right? And they're gonna say, "Listen, you never came to get me," and that's not where you want to live, man. When you go to a cemetery, you don't see houses and cars and money. You don't see anything but either you're burned up in ashes or you're put in the ground. So what's the dash between that? Make it mean something. You are somebody. You have to create it, though. You have to work it. You know, you have to work that. There's no talent. There's called action. There's called grit.
Absolutely. One thing that I heard that Mother Teresa was talking about, how like depression and sadness, something along the lines of depression and sadness, really springs from just being selfish and not doing anything with your life. So
yes.
you say you got to play that instrument, you have to be a part of the world and contribute to the world, and if you don't, like, you're most likely not going to feel fulfilled. And I find it awesome that we naturally feel fulfilled when we help others, and it doesn't matter who you are. When you contribute to something, you get a feeling of fulfillment when you're just not being so selfish.
Yes.
100%, man. One of the things I always tell people when they ask me, what am I meant to be? What am I meant to do? What's my purpose? I tell them, like, stop trying to find yourself, because you might not like what you find. You gotta start to design yourself and start to create and make decisions, because before action comes decision. You have to choose. If you're just taking aimless action all day, like, are you living busy work, or are you living your life's work? So pay attention and make those conscious decisions. Have that conscious self-awareness. And yeah, these are all very important keys. And you cannot miss a step. You got to go at it every day. And if you do miss a step, man, just do it over again. Stop beating yourself up. That's a big thing I got to tell myself all the time, is like, take it easy on yourself and like have fun with it. As serious as you are, as important as it is, have compassion and have fun with it.
Yeah, what you just said was an important nugget, which is slow progress is better than no progress. You know, people want to get to the Super Bowl, and yet, homie, you're not showing up for practice, right? Like stop. Like Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks. He's never won a Super Bowl. Like, stop tripping on the finish line and get in the game and enjoy the process. Life is about a process. There's no such thing as retiring, right? That's like saying, sleep is the cousin of death. You're always discovering. Life is a discovery of whatever you want it to be. So you nailed it. But slow progress. That's what it's about. Not no progress. Slow progress.
You got it, man. Slow progress. Even if it's taking one step every day. Like, I always tell people, like, if they're trying to change their life, And they're like, what could I do? You know, I could be like, oh, well, you start reading, you start running, you start working out, you could start eating healthier, you could start, you know, going to events, you could start surrounding yourself with better people, you could start, you know, blah, 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 this. But at the end of the day, if you try to take all of that overnight, you're just going to fall apart. You're way better off to choose one thing. Like, okay, from now on, I'm going to become a runner. I'm going to run every day. Even if it's for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to run every day. And then once that's a habit, you go, okay, now that I'm a runner, I'm going to be a reader. I'm going to read every day. You start to read every day. And now that I read every day, I'm going to start to, you know, meditate and so on and slowly on. You just take one new thing on every day and you improve yourself by 1%, by one little habit, by one action per day.
Yeah, you just said it. Daily habits and mindset. Change the mind, then you change the daily habits. And exactly, you change one thing. And here's what you need to do. Just like you said, you need to master consistency. Listen, if you kick the rock and videotape it every day, in a year you'd be paid all kinds of money by advertisers. Because every day at 5 o'clock you kick a rock. Because, listen, if you go to a gym in January, it's full. If you go to a gym in May, it's empty. It's a fact. Because people don't stick to anything. And it's rare. That's why all you have to do is do one thing, master it for 30 days, and then move on to something else. Do something little. And don't, like you said, don't beat yourself up. It's kind of like, listen, you know what complaining is? Complaining is knowing there's a better way and you're not willing to do the work. That's all it is. I'm telling you, that's all it is.
Yeah, 100%. We hear a lot of complaining nowadays. And that's because we know the possibilities are endless. We know we could do just about anything. But we're only willing to do so much. And so we'll complain about the rest. Right?
Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing: what will get rid of doubt and fear is chasing it. If you just made some daily activities, like say, I'm going to do my wash and write it down and check it off. I'm gonna clean, instead of saying I'm gonna clean the whole house perfect, I'm gonna clean just my bathroom today. And today I'm gonna go get my car washed. And today I'm gonna go empty the trash. And then you write those down. Those are confidence builders. They're called the do bucket. Throwing things in the do bucket. See, entrepreneurs don't do anything big. They do everything big that's little. They do the little things big. They do the little things, you know, they keep nailing it down and they never quit because they have a purpose. Right? If you say you want to go make money, have fun with that. Don't listen to me because I can't help you with that at all. I know nothing about making money.
Yeah, there's
but I have time for you. I got time for you. I do whatever I want whenever I want. People think that's bad, but guess what? That's the best. That's what we need everyone to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. One thing I wanted to ask you is kind of, what kind of ways do you remain consistent? I know one of them is definitely accountability, because every day you're on this Facebook Live, every day you're on Periscope, every day you're on Instagram, you're doing all these things consistently every day. It's another practice that I've been doing. But tell me a few more kind of things that help you stay consistent.
My 22 push-ups for 22 veterans. I was never good at exercise. And then January, and I can't run because I broke my foot, but I can't wait. I run 4 miles a day, baby. And I have such an appreciation for that. I'm jonesing to start running. Like, I'm addicted to running like I was addicted to other things. And it's amazing. So running is one of them. I do my meditation for 15 minutes. I do 15 minutes of Epsom salt bath with lavender and spearmint. And I listen to Deepak Shakur, you know, when I'm doing that. And I do that every day. I do my cinnamon, my turmeric, my lysine, my vinegar, my honey, my garlic. So I do those every day. I drink my water every day. I do 30 push-ups for somebody that I'm raising awareness for, which would be Cheyenne R. Miller, Courtney Simmer Swanson, and Aaron Folk. So I do 55 to 70 push-ups every day for them. So those are the things I do. And then I do the Pledge of Allegiance every day to give the glory and to give the respect where it's due. And every Friday I give donuts away to the community, my wife and my family, 35,000 to the inner city. We've been doing that for years. What else? I message 10 people every day and tell them they're awesome, you know, randomly in my messenger. What else? That's the things I can think of right now. I cook dinner for my family. I do that consistently so they know I love them. I fill my wife's car, and I never want her to fill her car. What else? Yeah, so those are some of the things I do consistently to keep me on. And then the reason I did this, you know, I told my wife, she goes, "You're nuts doing it at 11 o'clock. I don't go to bed till 3 or 4. I only get 3 or 4 hours of sleep at night because this makes me consistent." This was part of the thing.
Yeah, that's a lot to do consistently. How do you keep track of this? Is it just because you've been doing it so long that it's just in your mind and you just know,
You said
or
it.
did
I
you have to
added
write
one
it
thing at a
down?
time. No, I started one thing at a time. Oh, I
One at a
write
time.
everything down. I write everything
Yeah.
down. You know, but then I master it and I go on to the next. I go on to the next. I go on to the next. And listen, there's things I do to stop things. If someone talks about somebody around me, I tell them, homie, don't ever do that around me. I make my own determinations about people. And if you ever tell me about somebody again, we're not going to hang out because you're not the 1%. I don't talk about people. I act in my dream. And I'll make my own determinations about everybody in the world. No one will ever tell me how to treat anybody, how to act with anybody, right? And no one's ever gone in my life unless they hurt like seniors or kids or something. Then I would never have anything to do with you when I found that out. If you ever took advantage of anyone, you know. And I'm a big thing about being taken advantage of. Never take advantage. Let people take advantage of you. The laws of attraction will always bring it out. You don't have to worry. I don't get lawyers and sue people. Yo, it's all good. God gives me chunks of money I didn't even know were coming because He wants me to do this. So, you know, there's things I do. I keep my mind. It is so hard to battle, but it's worth it. It's your life.
Yeah, man. I love that. It's about doing the right thing over the easy thing. We talk about that all the time because that's how important it is. That's where success comes from. It comes from consistently doing the right thing over the easy thing, whether it's the law of attraction and you believe by doing the right thing, the law of attraction is going to send stuff to you, or whether you believe in karma and you doing the right thing, the good thing, more stuff's going to come to you. Either way, like doing the right thing is always the right thing, and doing right or do what's right over what's easy is like a mantra I tell myself all the time, you know. Oh, I don't want to work out right now. Dude, do what's right, not what's easy. It's easy to skip out on the workout. It's easy to eat the junk food. It's easy to just sit around all day. You know what's right, right?
Yeah, 1%ers don't leave the cart in the parking lot. Like, they take it back. Like, why would you make someone do that when you're a capable person, right? They don't, you know, people mistaken the 1%. They're the biggest servers. They're the biggest givers. Yo, I wear the same clothes every day. I've been in this outfit for 3 days. I still shower and get clean, but I don't have time to worry about what I'm wearing. I don't care. You know, I don't wear watches. And I'm not telling anyone else to do it, but I'm doing me, and I'm definitely know what I'm doing, right? So, you know, I don't do anything but what is towards my goals. And when I hang up with people, listen, I don't need to say, like, if I have time, but I'll hang up. I got to go. I have a million things going on. I don't have time. When we're done, we're done. I need to know we're done so I can go because I have other things on my list. You know, it's just me. You know, I don't do a whole goodbye when I hang up with people. It's click. Look, we're good. Like, if our relationship's based on that, then we don't have a relationship.
Yeah, fair enough. It makes sense. Anyways, we're coming up to the 30-minute mark, so we're gonna have to clip you off here, Shane.
Good.
I mean,
my daughter wants to. I'm in so much trouble. I'm at her football game, so whenever you do it, you tell me to clip. I love you guys. Listen, we should do more shows. I love you guys, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
We're gonna definitely work together in the future and make sure we keep
Yeah.
in touch, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll let you go, Cam. Roll the
Thanks.
outro.
Yeah, listen, it was great. I think we met on Blab, and it was great to meet you. I'm going to go. My daughter's going to kill me. You guys are awesome. Keep rocking, man. You
Yeah.
guys inspire me. All right? Love
Keep
you.
rocking.
Yes,
Peace,
love
Shane.
you. Thanks. Bye.
See ya.
Muscle.
All right. So
Yes.
that was the Shane train.
Live on the Leading Life podcast. I don't think we've ever had a guest quite like the Shane Train.
I mean, honestly, man, I feel pumped just like being around that guy. So that's another thing. Remember the people you hang around, because if you hang around people like Shane, man, you are bound to get pumped. Like, it's inevitable.
It just happens, man. You are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. I never forget that, and I always try to hang myself around with great people, even if it's through audios or videos or.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, thank you guys so much for watching, you life leaders.
Life leaders.
Life leaders.
Go lead your lives.
That's a new title for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Share this with somebody who needs it, someone you love.
Yeah.
Just yeah.